Do
Make
you
it
remember
black and yellow like a bee.
Do you remember like the Snorks, the Smurfs, but the underwater Smurfs?
No.
You don't know what I'm talking about? Or what they call it, the
I have-
Snorks? I think they were called the Snorks. That's kind of.
I have no idea what you're
Hold on, oh no, let me cook. Yeah, they were called the Snorks. Yeah, they were like, they were Smurfs, but they were underwater. The Snorks. See? Does anyone else remember the Snorks?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Look, it ran from 1984 to 88. The Snorks. Did you ever watch the Smurfs growing up?
I did. I was young enough that I don't really remember it.
You just
But
have
I
like,
remember
vague
that I
memories of
did it.
watching it.
Yeah.
That's
And
kind of where I'm
that-
at, yeah.
That that guy.
Gargamel.
Who is Gargamel.
And his
who,
cat.
I guess. Yeah, and his fucking cat. He was an asshole. Why'd they let that guy get away with that?
He was a bad dude. Like, the Smurfs trying to have a good time. And he's like...
He just came and fucked it up.
I don't even remember what he does. Does he like try and eat
just-
the Smurfs?
No, he wants to kill all of them. He wants to
Is that
fucking
true?
Smurf genocide. Yes!
He wants to Smurf them.
He wa-
Llama Smurf, yeah. Aren't they all named
Hey.
after like what their living in life is? Like, isn't it kind of like communism? Like from birth, you're born, and they're like, "You're Bildy," and they like hand him a hammer.
I don't know.
Isn't
I
that
don't
what
remember
Smurf
that.
like life is like? Am I crazy? And like the one girl, she's just Smurfette. Her role is just girl. Like she came out there, they were like, "Your village girl." And then there's the one that's like dumbass. Like that's like it's like he's dopey. That's his
Okay,
name.
that's-
No, I'm being
yes.
serious.
No, you're right. I
They're
mean,
just
you're out of
like,
line, but
this
you're
one
right.
came out, and they're just like, "This one's a fucking idiot." Smurfs are kind of fucked up. Now that I'm thinking,
You know
of
what? Maybe Gilgamesh or whatever his name was.
Gilgamesh.
Maybe he had a point.
Hold on. I'm gonna look up all the different Smurfs. List of Smurfs characters. Let's go. So you have Smurfette, who's apparently the main protagonist, and she was created by Gargamel, according to the lore.
Okay.
I don't know what this means. She originally had
call him
black
Daddy?
hair, but when Papa Smurf made her into a Smurf, it became blonde. Before the Smurflings created Sassette, Smurfette was the only female in the village. The other female is named Sassette. Then you have Papa Smurf. You have Clumsy Smurf. You have Brainy Smurf. You have Grouchy Smurf. You have Hefty Smurf. You have Greedy Smurf.
Yo, that guy, yeah, Hefty Smurf.
Apparently, at some point, Hefty becomes the leader of the Smurfs.
Is that true?
Yeah, Papa Smurf makes him the leader.
What happened to Papa Smurf?
I don't know. It says Papa appoints Hefty Smurf as the leader of the Smurfs in season 3, Handy Kite. In several episodes, Papa selects Hefty Smurf as the leader of separate teams in dangerous missions. Then you have
What?
you have Greedy Smurf, Jokey Smurf. Then you have Chef Smurf. You have Vanity Smurf, Handy Smurf,
Vanity Smurf.
Scaredy Smurf, Tracker Smurf, Sloppy Smurf, Harmony Smurf, Painter Smurf, Poet Smurf. It keeps going. I'm not stopping until I get through all these. Farmer Smurf, Natural Smurf.
What?
Originally a full-grown Smurf as Natural Smurf, he had his age reversed in an accident with Father Time's reversal clock and became a Smurfling in season 5. Snappy Smurfling, Slapsy Smurfling, Sassette Smurfling, Baby Smurf. I don't know what the difference between the Smurflings and the Baby Smurf is, but
So is Baby Smurf like always gonna be a baby?
well, all
or-
it says here is that Baby Smurf was brought by Feathers the Stork on the night of the blue moon.
Okay.
Grandpa Smurf, Alchemist Smurf, Timid Smurf, aka Actor Smurf, Architect Smurf, Baker Smurf, Clockwork Smurf, who is not an actual Smurf. He is actually a wooden robot built by Handy Smurf. Despite the European Middle Age technology level at which the Smurfs are, he is capable of feelings and morality. Dabbler Smurf, who is the most introverted and sentimental Smurf. He is constantly tormented by an inherent sadness, which stems from the inability of his friends to understand him. Dabbler's life is a never-ending quest for love and to be understood.
What?
He later becomes Dr. Smurf. Dr. Smurf is the residential doctor. He has very superficial knowledge of medicine and health, using scattered sources of medical books to give prescriptions. Nevertheless, he takes great pride in his self-established job, which is lackluster at best and harmful at worst. Dopey Smurf, enamored Smurf, who is named so because he dreams about Smurfette, carves her name in trees, pulls petals off of daisies, and when she loves him, and then he cries all night. Finance Smurf, who introduces currency to the world, but then gets rid of it because it creates poverty and corruption in the Smurf world.
What?
I promise you, I'm this is all real. Flying Smurf, King Smurf, Lazy Smurf, Minor Smurf, Nanny Smurf, Nosy Smurf, Editor Smurf, Reflection Smurf. Reflection Smurf used to be Vanity Smurf's reflection, as the name implies, but came to life after a lightning bolt struck Vanity Smurf's mirror. He originally spoke in the reverse Smurf language and did everything in reverse. When he tried to get back into the mirror after being kicked out of Vanity's house, he got struck by another lightning bolt. This time, it allowed him to speak and do everything normally, and thus he was a Smurf ever since. Reporter Smurf.
I don't remember that. There's like politics?
Sneezy Smurf, aka the Sickly Smurf. Stinky Smurf / nice smelling Smurf. Sweepy Smurf, Taylor Smurf. Weakling Smurf, aka Wimpy Smurf. Wild Smurf, Weepy Smurf. Tuffy Smurf, Woolly Smurf, Nurse Smurf, Lucky Smurf, Lumberjack Smurf, Pretentious Smurf, Pasty Cook Smurf, Submariner Smurf, Gutsy Smurf, Navigator Smurf, Fisher Smurf, Hunter Smurf, Marco Smurf, who is a spoof of Marco Polo, Flighty Smurf, and then this one says, should not be counted, Don Smurfo, who is a fictional character in one of the Smurf books. Nobody Smurf, who is a Smurf who gets often overlooked. Crazy Smurf, Narrator Smurf, Passive-Aggressive Smurf, Panicky Smurf, Social Smurf, Smooth Smurf, Clueless Smurf, Party Planner Smurf, Vexy Smurf. Vexy was an original creation by Gargamel. Like her brother Haxus, Vexy was turned into a real Smurf by the spell that was originally used on Smurfette. She was introduced in movie 2 and is voiced by Christina Ricci. Did you know that Shaun White and Shaquille O'Neal also voiced Smurfs in the movie? That's another little fact for you. Hackus Smurf, Complimentary Smurf, Drummer Smurf, Schemer Smurf, Dreamy Smurf, Gullible, Paranoid, Policeman, Magician, Mime, Table Eating, Karate, Winner, Loser, Smurf Willow. Popper Smurf's female counterpart in the Lost Smurf Village, Smurf Blossom, Smurf Storm, Smurf Lily, Smurl Blagonia, Smurf Melody, Smurf J. Okay, so apparently at some point in the lore, there started to be a Lost Smurf Village where they don't go like blank Smurf, they name themselves Smurf blank, and that's what we're in right now. We're in the Lost Village. You following? We're in the Lost Village Smurfs. Smurf Storm, Smurf Lily, Smurf Begonia, Smurf Melody, Smurf Jade, Smurf Petal, Smurf Clother, Smurf Meadow, Smurf Daisy, Smurf Holly, Smurf Hazel, Smurf Honey, Miller Smurf, and Smurf Mouse. There's 107 Smurfs.
We did it.
Now the villains. Gargamel.
Oh no.